Welcome back to Ravenport on Farming Simulator 19 for episode 18 with me, MrSealyp. So as mentioned in the previous episode, a little bit of light fertilising on our cotton field. This will give us our second fertilising state and everything we need. The field didn't need ploughing. Did it? Did I plough it? I can't remember now. No, I cultivated it, didn't I? Seems like such a long time ago. That's the problem. It might only be 2 or 3 episodes ago, but with all the contracts I've done in between, I can't remember what I did when. Yeah, it didn't need lime, so that's good. On my mod review guide to video that I put out, when was that? Friday? Yeah, Friday evening. I said about the lime at the placeable lime station costing the same as it does in pallets, which is the same as it costs from the buy points. I have been reliably informed that since the update, since the patch, it's actually cheaper to buy lime from the buy points that are around the map than it is in pallets. So that placeable buy point is the same price as pallets, but if you go to one of the buy points on the map, I think there's one down at Port North West here and southeast, isn't there? No, northwest and what's it called? Oh, the Port Grain Elevator. There's one down there, isn't there? So I'm saying Port Northeast, something in Fellsborough, aren't I? Of course I am. Yeah, there's one down there at the train station. Port Grain. Where's the other one? There's only one lime station on this map. My mind's gone blank. Anyway, regardless, so I suppose to have one placed at your farm, wherever that may be, you're going to pay a little bit more, but you've got the convenience of not having to drive to go and get it. So it comes down to whatever you decide, I guess, at the end of the day. Thank you for everyone who commented. I know a lot of people watch my guide to videos, don't watch my Let's Plays. I've got a lot of people that watch all of them, and that's fantastic. I thought I kind of said it on the video, but I don't know whether I need to do another tutorial. I kind of did that short little 3-minute video about the mod hub. My suggestion is this: when mods come out, I had loads of people commenting saying the mods I did the mod review on aren't in the mod hub, they're not there. First thing I would do is go, and when you open up your mod hub, press L3 on your PlayStation controller. That will give you show all mods. Weirdly enough, it doesn't show all mods. I don't know why, it just doesn't. If you then press R1, it scrolls through. There's lots of little there's menus across the top of the screen in the mod hub, and it goes from, I think, is it all mods? It goes to best, and then is it latest? And there's a few different categories along that top menu. Do that. Scroll along that top menu, and weirdly enough you'll find all the ones that you couldn't find suddenly appear, and the problem is, as we get more mods into the mod hub, using those menus, you're going to have to then, once you've clicked on each of those, scroll through those menus. As far as I'm aware, and I'm trying to remember from being in the mod hub about 10 minutes ago, if you do those and you go to each individual menu, if you scroll to the far left on each of those menus, those will be the latest mods, I think. But it's just a case of searching everywhere. Look everywhere, because they'll be in the weirdest places you weren't expecting. But there you go. Generally speaking, they are there. If they come out on PS4, they will come out on Xbox. If I've got them, you'll have them. They don't come out specifically to me, and then everyone else gets them. They should just be there. Everyone should have them. But anyway. So yeah, this will be done momentarily, and then I think I'm going to do that sewing contract I was talking about. That one's going to take quite a while, so that'll be another one of those. Going to start it and then end it. Oh, this is going to be annoying because this is a tiny little bit on the end. It's going to use a fair bit of spray when it doesn't need to. I'm thinking at some point of either buying field 1 or field 3 and ploughing across. If I buy field 3 and I plough across, it means I'll lose this track here that I'm driving up now. Yeah, it's going to do kind of part on both, isn't it? It wasn't my intention to spray next door's field or this patch in the middle, but anyway. And that would give me a much bigger field here. So maybe that's an option to think about. No, don't turn around now. I'll do the rest myself. It's only a tiny little strip this side, I think. To be fair, the amount of fertiliser this is using, it's probably not the end of the world if I waste a tiny bit. And that's it. That's our 2 fertilising states on field 2. So I should get maximum yield off that now. Brilliant stuff. I have had a few people asking me about doing a guide to assistance video on tyres. I think I might have mentioned it before, tyres and tyre choices and that kind of thing. I did have someone comment a while ago saying, were they a farmer or they had worked on a farm? I can't quite remember. Saying that it irritates them when people are using, or not irritates is the wrong word, but it's frustrating when they see people using the wrong tyre choices for different jobs and that kind of thing. And the thing is, they've said some of these things, if you put narrows, row crop tyres on certain jobs, you wouldn't be able to pull the implement you're trying to pull and that kind of thing. And I know there's that kind of farming simulator physics thing, sometimes there's a bit of leeway there. I put the narrows on both of these simply because I didn't want to destroy the crops when I did it, but in reality, if you had a very heavy fertiliser spreader, would it be able to pull it? I think the problem with narrows is that would kind of dig down straight into softer, looser ground far easier, but anyway, regardless. I'm going to head back to the store, and then when I get back to the store, we'll take... Oh, that was close, the train's coming again. That keeps happening. Whenever I get to a crossing, the train seems to come hurtling through. So as I was heading back, as you often do, heading back to the store, as I said I was going to, I was checking the menu for the contracting job so I could take on the sowing one, and what popped up? Field 8 needs fertilising again for 30,000. Well, that's a no-brainer, isn't it? So I'm going to get straight over there, get that sprayed. I'm thinking I started that spraying contract on that one before with 4,213, and I finished with 1,500 litres, so with 3,000 litres I should be fine. Should be able to do that no problem at all. For another 30 grand. I'm just staggered. Oh yeah, because I'm gone through its next growth stage, that you can see. It's cut across. I don't need row crops for this one, to be fair, but they're on. It seems daft going all the way back over just to change the tyre types. Would be nice, would be, you know, we had the toolbox mod on 17. Would be like a toolbox mod, but one almost like the Wopster for seasons, almost like a roll bag thing. So you can install it, but then you use it like you do with the chainsaw and with the Wopster and those kind of things. So you can carry it around with you, so you can do repairs on the fly, change tyres out. I mean, I know you'd have to have the tyres with you. I know there'd be an element of realism to that, but that'd be quite cool. Handy little thing to have. A pocket toolkit. So let's do this again. Oh, I think I've come way too far over that time. Let's go to about there. Do a strip across the front, and we'll get this done. Let's get it done. Nice. Okay, well, I'll see you at the end of this, because you've seen me doing fertiliser contracts before. I just wanted to show it, simply because the next time you saw me, I'd be 30 grand richer, and you'd think, whoa, hang on a minute. Yeah. I'll get this done, and I'll see you in a bit, and we'll get that sowing contract done, hopefully, providing the sowing contract hasn't vanished in the time it takes me to do this contract, but we should be okay. Well, that wasn't so bad. 249,000. Now, I'm going to have to spend a little bit of money now, only because, well, you need to every now and again. What I'm going to do, I'm going to convert this, I'm going to put another 3 containers in this, 3,000 litres. But it suddenly dawned on me, if I start doing bigger contracts or earning more money and I just fill it to capacity, that's absolutely fine. I don't know if to leave the narrows on it. It does need repair again. $59, outrageous, but I've done it. Now if I leave it on none, that's a 9,000 litre capacity. And to be fair, I'm only putting 3-4 litres in it at a time. So 3-4 litres, 3,000 or 4,000 litres at a time. So I'm going to leave it on the... I have paid for the larger one, but I don't really need it. Do I put my standards back on it? I might leave it on narrow for the time being, I think. and we'll customise. Didn't cost me anything because that's what it came standard as anyway. So that's a little bit smaller, a little bit easier to move about. And like I say, I'm not putting loads in it, so it seems daft having the massive extensions on it when I don't need to. I do need to go back down to the farm actually and give it a bit of a wash because it's a bit filthy looking. But what we'll do now is we'll get 3 pallets, we'll fill this up, and then we'll take on the sowing contract, which means we have to get some seed pallets as well. I might have a little bit of seed left from one of the other ones, I think. But if we just go across then, I want fertilizer, which is that one. So we get 1, 2, 3. Fantastic. Now, I haven't got a cover on this now because it just comes standard as is, but that's not, again, not too much of a problem. I'm not filling it right to the top, so it's not like I'm going to be losing fertilizer with it blowing around all over the place or anything like that. We'll put this to one side. So then if any other contracts, if I know that 3,000 litres will do the whole of field 8, I know I can take on any fertilising contract on this map with 3,000 litres in here. That's fine. So that's not a problem. And earn jolly good money doing it too. Let's put this to one side then. And engine off. I will put the normal tyres back on that in a bit. So, contract then. Wrong button. That one. We are going to do the sowing one. I've lost it. Oh, please don't tell me it's gone. Sowing. There we go. 24,000. Field 11 is a fair size. We're going to be doing cotton planting technically, but you know, and we're going to borrow equipment at 1,800. So yeah, this is going to be a 22 grand contract. We've obviously then got the seed price, but it'll be worth it. Seed's not overly expensive, so we've taken on that contract, and we'll come out of there. There's the equipment we're going to be using, and I want seed. The seed bags are only 900, so that's what I mean. I'm going to get 3 of those, I think. Yeah. We'll start off with 3,000 litres. It might be too much, it might not be enough, but it's a good gauge. We'll start with that and we'll go from there. Have I got any seed over here? I think I've got a bit left, haven't I? Yeah. And then what I don't use, always make sure, someone did say to me, you have to be careful, and you do have to be careful when you finish the contract. I know sometimes when it's a big payment you think, oh fantastic, and you complete forgetting that you've left seed in the seeder or the planter. So whatever you do, make sure you bring it back here. If you've got anything left in it, bring it back, unload it, and then complete the contract. That way you're going to leave your whatever you've paid for, you've then still got access to for the next contract you might end up doing. So I haven't as yet done that, but I'm sure at some point I will. You know, the excitement of a job that pays 30-40 grand and you go, yeah, complete, and then suddenly realise you've left 4,000 litres of seed in it or something. Now this will seed and fertilise, but it only asked me to seed, so I'm only putting seed in it. And it's only going to take a couple of thousand litres anyway. Okay, well, at the end of the day, if I need any more, I can come back for it. Let's take the stayer terrace. Beacons on, and we'll head up to field 11. I don't know how long this contract's going to take. Again, you know, we might do a bit of a time lapse. You know, the usual sort of thing I do. I'm just where's that cover open? I'm just enjoying playing the game, in all honesty. Someone pointed out, bottom of the screen, every now and again, and this has happened since the update, I don't know why, at certain angles, certain things I'm doing, I get this like blurry line along the bottom, right along the bottom edge of the screen. I don't know why, it's very peculiar. It doesn't always do it. Sometimes when the menus are open and things like that, well, I don't know why it's happening, but it is, and you know, you can't do a lot about it. Might have a fiddle around with the settings again. Right, I'll be at field 11 in a minute. I'll see you there and we'll get started. So here we are, field 11. Let's get this thing open. Now, I haven't tested this yet, and I might do a little short video on it, I'm not too sure. I need to check this, because it said, with cotton. Somebody asked me, what happens, because at the moment, that is set on corn. There we go, so on cotton now. What happens if you start a contract and you put the wrong thing in? I would assume that it counts as a failure and you don't get paid. I don't know. I haven't actually tested it. So, you know, it might not be a bad idea. I might run a test and see. I'm setting this offset a little bit because I'm going to set a worker for a little bit of this. So I want to get a straight edge first, and as you can see the field veers off to the left. So I'm going to get a straight edge up here. I'll fill in all this side, the triangle that's going to leave. Then I'll let the worker carry on and do all of the main kind of up and down business. But then I think the far side of this field, if I recall, is an unusual shape as well. Yeah, slightly. We've got this kind of bit of a bend in here. The workers, I have to say, are a lot better at dealing with sharper edges and those kind of things. They never used to. On 17 they could be a real pain, and it would work on a 45-degree angle and it would turn around and go back. Anything normally sharper than that, or tighter than that, depends on which way you look at it, it would often say worker completed its task, because it couldn't work out where to go to next. I have found on this they are a lot better. They do tend to, they kind of back up quite a long way, they find where the next point is, turn around and they go again. So it is working better. I know a lot of people are having issues with their workers on various different things, especially if you expand fields, if you change them from what they were set at. I think it's causing a few issues. Now, in all honesty, I thought I'd do alright with seed on this, and I'm concerned now that I'm going to end up losing a lot of the money for this job on seed, but I don't know, we'll do what we do. At the end of the day, any profit's profit. It will just be the time it's taken to do the job. You know, like I'll have used time that I could have been maybe doing something else, but at the moment my cotton's still growing. I can't do anything with that. I could go and check on my animals, which I probably might do once I set the worker off on this. I do need to cut some grass because I do need to make some hay. I don't have a tedder yet, so I'm pretty sure at some point I'm going to have to lease one again or buy one again. Now, I don't want to really do loose hay. I really do need, I don't want to spend out 90 grand on a hay loft. The great thing with the forage and chip silos and stuff that we had in 17 was they were quite affordable, so you could put one down and you could put your stuff in them. Obviously, which is what they're for, but it's a little bit. They will come, I'm sure they will. They'll, you know, these mods are, you know, there's plenty in testing. They're all going to start coming out, and it's just that. And before you know it, 6 months down the line, we'll have forgotten, you know, all the trials and tribulations of the first couple of months of the game and trying to work out how to do things and not having. I did say this when I was doing my video, my last few videos on FS17. I've missed a bit on FS17. That it was going to be a reset, and we kind of, you know, we kind of knew it was coming, but then still when it happened, everyone's like, oh my god, what do I do, you know, we haven't got this, we haven't got that, I need this mod, I need that mod, you know. So they'll come, they will do. This is a large field. I mean, that's kind of a given, isn't it? This is a large field. Mind you, that is a larger field. I think because I'm doing more contracts now. When I first started out on the start from scratch mode, in the first few episodes, I was very reluctant to hire a worker. Simply because I just wasn't making any money, and I was really concerned every time I hired a worker, even if it only cost me $300, $400, $1,000, it was $1,000 I didn't have. Whereas now, because I'm doing more contracts regularly, like I said the other day, even if I do one contract that just pays worker fees, I don't mind so much with that, because it does free me up to do other things if I need to. That said, I'm just watching this at the moment. I often, personally, and this is unrelated to the game as such, I will often hire a worker when I'm trying to record time lapses. Sometimes I do those edits where I've got music playing and I do jump shots between different things. It's much easier to let a worker get on with that, and I can then focus on what shots I want and how I want the camera to be angled and that kind of thing. So I will often use a worker when I'm doing that kind of thing, because it's hard then to steer and sew and move the camera and record all that stuff. Anyway, I'll see you much later on when this is done, either when the seeder runs out or when we finish the contract. Became quite apparent I'm going to need more seed without any shadow of a doubt. So I've loaded up a few pallets. I had one already, I bought 3 more, because it takes 2,000 at each load. So what I thought I would do, if I just bring it down here actually, park up on the forecourt here. Sorry about that, dog just jumped right on my foot. Ow. Farm dog. Anyway, beacon's off. Right, so that's going to run out pretty soon, if it hasn't already run out at the top of the hill and I haven't noticed. So take that strap off and that strap off. At least it's here now and I can come down and get it whenever I need it. We're doing alright, I think. How are we getting on across this field? That's alright. And what we had in there, 2,000 litres has done all that. I reckon if it runs out anytime soon, it's coming back down again, but I reckon to there will be another 2,000. Then we'll need most of the 2,000 for this, maybe not all of it, and then whatever spare I've got then for another sewing contract, should I need it. So that's all good. Yeah, brilliant. That should come over the brow of the hill in a minute. I wonder if it'll run out before it gets to me. If it doesn't, I'll just refill. I don't know. It seems to be coming on quite fast. Get out of the way. Oh, I'm impressed. Mine's not going down, is it? I'm just on the same thing. I haven't got buying seed on, have I? Let's jump in. Oh, 94 litres. Okay, let's fill up. That's pretty good timing, actually. Oh, it's probably the wrong side, but... So one of those can have 94 litres left in it. Cool, open that back out, still on cotton. Make sure I haven't made a mistake. And switched it over by accident, do half the field one crop and half the field something else. Let's straighten up a little bit. Okay. Excellent. Right, well that's field 11 done. It's showing as contract complete. There's still a big old strip down the side here that hasn't been done, but they're happy with what I've done apparently, so I'm more than happy with that. I did do a strip across at the end here for that very reason, because I thought if I can keep it going up and down without wasting too much seed, if I needed to I could then come back and do this at the end, but as it's turned out they're happy with it. What I am going to do, there's going to be a tiny little bit of seed left in this pallet that's on the Flegel trailer, so I'm going to put that into this seeder. I'm going to take the seeder back down to the store and then unload it like I said I was going to do. That way I won't waste any or lose any seed. That'll put me at a pallet and a bit, and I know I've got one seed pallet down at the store as well anyway, which I'll try and load into this as well. So if I can get 2 full pallets, it just saves having bitty, you know, odds and ends of pallets dotted around all over the place. If I can try and get it all into 2, I'll try and get it all into 2, but I'm not sure how much I've got in that other pallet. If it turns out I've got more, it doesn't matter, it will just unload into both. But there we go. So that's that done. Once I've done this and unloaded the seed, we'll then take the payment. We'll have a look at our options. While that was doing its thing, I did go down to the farm with the New Holland. I put the wide tyres back on it. I went down with the fertiliser spreader to jet wash it. Didn't do any fertilising, just to jet wash it. And the tractor, and I cleaned up the feed area while I was down there as well. I've had quite a lot of people, various different people, messaging me about that kind of the feed area hack. There's a little bit of a... Apparently it works on 17. I've never ever tried it on 17. But because the feed areas will only allow one particular type of kind of overspill, and if the animals overspill whatever feed it is they're eating, that's what you have to clean up. Now if you take something like wood chips, which I think is what a lot of people have been using, and you spread wood chips across the feed area, if there's nowhere for the feed to spill out into, it can't spill out, therefore you don't get a messy feed area and you never have to clean it. So that's an option. If you're getting fed up with, or you don't like having to keep going back and cleaning the feed area out, you can, it would appear, put wood chips down, and then that is never a problem. You don't have to worry about it. I've never tried it myself, but just thought I would mention it because a few people had. Right, how much is in there? Oh, okay, right. And the question is, where do I put this? Because generally speaking, wherever I stop, it unloads it about 6 miles away from wherever I was trying to unload. So if I put it up, back up against a wall, we'll see where it unloads it to. It comes out one side or the other. Sometimes it will come out right next to the seeder. Other times it puts it miles away. I'm never quite sure why. So if I do it now, yeah, like that. Why over there? Of all the places to put it, I'll have to tidy it up in a little bit. Anyway, so that's that done. Contract complete. The farmer will come to collect his machinery. So if we go on to here, 22,258. Now we did pay out for a fair bit of seed, so that's only worked out. I think we've probably made about 16 Maybe 16,000 on that, possibly, maybe a little bit more. So we'll collect on that, and we are up to 259. How's that worked out? Weren't we on 259 before? Have I lost some money somewhere? Or were we on 249? I can't remember. Oh, I don't know. Anyway, so 259. Next step then. Although we have got some seed there, so if we want to do another sowing contract, we can. We can have a look at our options then for other contracts. What have we got? Oh yeah, field 11. the field I've just seeded. Fertilizing for 18,000. Well, that's a no-brainer. I'll go over and get straight on that. I might pick up a couple of these small ones as well, because you're kind of helping out the farmers, aren't you? Kenneth Fletcher needs some help. He wants some fertilising done. I can get over there and in one pass do that field, and I'll make $640, and his job's done. Same with field 24. That's going to be 535. Oh, I can pick up all these little ones and get those out of the way, can't I? That's probably not a bad idea. So then, what we'll do? Let's grab the fertiliser, which is just here. We'll pick up a couple of those. I think we'll do a couple of small ones. Let's help out some of the farmers. Keep the forks on. It seems daft changing. Field 11 shouldn't take up a huge amount of fertiliser. Right, what was the first one? Oh, why do I keep pressing that wrong button? The first one was for field 25. So let's pick up that. Accept contracts. That is right down the bottom, isn't it? Down where your farm would start normally, isn't it? There you go, down there. I'll see you down there in a minute. We'll do that one. We'll do the other little small one, and then we'll whiz over to field 11 and we'll get that fertilised. Then we'll see where we stand financially. Maybe. I think it's probably time to replace the trailers. I think. Again, I don't know. Do I go? Oh. That was the other thing I meant to mention that has been commented to me, was that since the update as well, I said about the pallets not stacking up well and the straps not going over. Have I mentioned this already? I can't remember. That in the update that has been amended, so the Strautmann SEK 802s do work properly now with the straps. Okay, so field 25. This should be a... Don't know if I'm going to get in one go actually. Probably not. Maybe two. Just be a little bit on the other side, but like I say, helping a farmer out. Hang on, let's keep that turned on. If I spin around myself, that should come up any moment. That should say contract complete, hopefully. There you go. Well, that took all of that. Okay, that's that one done. So we go back into here. No, we don't. We go back into there. And we collect. And the next one was... Where was it that I found the other... Oh, it was... There we go. Field 24. Oh, that's right next door, isn't it? Yeah. Accept contract. That's this one here, isn't it? Yep. Same thing. We'll do this one as well. And that's these two done. Knock them off the contract list. Spin that round at the end. I'll do it myself. There's no point hiring a worker really. Just get that done. Cool. That'll come done in a second. Come on. There we go. Contract complete. Fantastic. Right, so what I'll do now then, I'll head up and do field 11, the one we just came back from. Let's work out a route we can get there. And I'll see you up there in a minute. We'll get some more fertilising done. The money's all going up, that's the main thing, that's where we need to be heading. I think I might get the... I'm just thinking, I said about getting the Juskin 31,000 litre trailer. I might get the Brantner Power Push, the new modded one that came out. That's 34,000 litres. It's a little bit more expensive. It's 44,000 to buy, but then I've got that option later on. I can convert it to a muck spreader, so I might well do that. I think. What I might do though, rather than spend out and buy another, like I said, go out getting the what's it called, the Flegel DPW. I might. I think what I might do is keep one of the Strautmans, and then just convert that down to a transport trailer, so I can use it if I wanted to for anything else, but I don't need to. So I'll try out some of these different routes round. This takes us up to the Spanish mission. And with what we've got left in the tank, we should be able to do field 11 without too much hassle, actually. I'll do the same thing as I've always done, what I normally do. I'm going to start on the square side. Well, there isn't a square side in this one, actually, is there? This one goes off at a funny angle, doesn't it? Oh, it doesn't matter, whichever. We'll do a rectangle first, then we'll worry about patching in the little bits later on. Let's open it out. I'll take that back to my... So if I'm not going to buy a DP, one of the Flegel trailers, I might as well just stick with where I was, I suppose. Right, let's go from there. It doesn't matter if I'm overlapped a little bit, because it's going to spread out now. What? Oh, I didn't take on the contract, did I? Start spraying on a field I'm not actually contracted to work on yet. Right, let's collect that first, and then fertilise in field 11, accept contract. There we go. Now we should be able to. That's better. I had this lout turn up the other day, started spraying our field without permission. Okay, cool. More money. Right, that's it. Field 11 has been fertilised. I'm going to put this just here for the moment. What we're going to do, I'm going to take the 2 Strautmann SEKs. Oh, actually, what I could probably do is actually collect on the payment. That would be a great idea, wouldn't it? I do want to get paid for that job, which is about 18, wasn't it? 18,241. We will collect that. Thank you very much indeed. Field 5 needs harvesting. That's going to be an 18,600. Well, it'll be about 16,000 if I use their equipment, which I probably will do. I could use my own harvester, but on the bigger fields, this takes quite a while. It's not too bad on the smaller fields, and that's why I'm thinking of upgrading it. If I can get the Massey with the header, which is almost double that width, I can start taking on some of the larger fields, and then not having to borrow from farmers. I mean, it doesn't make a huge amount of difference in the payment. It does make some difference, but you know, we'll see. Right, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to take both of the Strautmanns down to the repair, customise, sell point, because one of them is worth more than the other, because I've had them one longer than the other. I'm going to keep the older one that's worth less, because I'm only going to be using it as a transport trailer, so I might as well. And then I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to buy myself a new trailer for up to 278,000. Let's expand the farm a little bit more. If I start off with... It doesn't really matter which one I start off with, does it? Let's have a look. What's that one worth? Repair at first, value 6,145. 6,153. I'm sure it doesn't really matter actually what what they're worth, and then I'll customise whichever one I'm going to keep. I'll customise back down to a flatbed. Let's see. 9,000. Yeah, that's better. 9979. So that's nearly net 10 grand towards whatever I'm going to get. Does that need repairing? No. So let's sell that one. Fantastic. This one will convert back down while we're here. We might as well get that done. Now the other problem I have got potentially, I think actually the pipe on the New Holland TX harvester goes up quite high. So I'm thinking if I get a bigger trailer, and I think the Brantner's quite high-sided compared to the Joskin, there's always that risk that my own harvester won't empty into it, but it should be alright. If I do a few contracts to get to a point where I can get a new harvester fairly soon, that shouldn't be too bad either. Right, customise. So capacity, let's take that down to bale loading. Yes, fantastic. So that will now just be for transport jobs. Should get 4 pallets on that easily, flat, maybe even 6. And if I did want to stack them, I could then stack on top if I needed to. So that's more than adequate. Plus, it's not got the old the wobbly front axle that the Flegel has. I do like the Flegel, very very cool trailer. You can get a load on there, but this would make life a little bit easier, I think. Whoa! Someone put a, is that a lighting post? Yeah, someone put a lamp post there. That's that was jolly careless. So let's get a new trailer. Exciting, more equipment for MrSealyp's farming services. I'm thinking the Brantner. See, the one I was going to go for was the Joskin Transpace 8000. 35,000 to buy with a 31,000 litre capacity. So I suppose when you look at it, the Brantner for an extra, you're going to get 3,000 litre capacity, which isn't a huge amount, and that's a jump in price of 9 grand. But then you do have the option with the Brantner that you could use it for a muck spreader at a later date. It would need jet washing out, don't get me wrong. If you used it as a muck spreader, you'd need to properly clean it out before then you then went and put crops in it again. But I'm thinking, since it's new in game, it's a new mod, it might be nice to use something a little bit different. So Power Push Plus. Let's have a look. What are our options? Configuration. No, we're going to leave it there. We'll set up standard or wides. I think standards are fine for the time being, although it doesn't say it's going to cost me any more. Wheel brand Michelin or Trelleborg. Michelins are a little bit more chunky, aren't they? So, for 44,000, let's buy ourselves a new trailer. Fantastic. Yeah, it does sit quite high, doesn't it? I suppose the thing to do now would be to just test that with the harvester. Let's have a quick look and see how we get on. Let's get the pipe out. I think the pipe does sit quite high on this, doesn't it? As far as I recall. I'll tell you what, that's going to be close. We should be fine, look at that. No problem whatsoever. Okay, well that's good to know. And with that, we've come to the end of another episode. More equipment purchased, more money made. I'm going to go off and do a harvesting job now, make a little bit more. So yeah, do a few more jobs, let's get the money up. I do have a $140,000 loan, which I could probably do with starting to chip away at actually. Otherwise, at midnight I'm going to get clobbered for interest on the loan. But then I'm thinking I might have to extend the loan anyway to do the harvester. Otherwise, it's going to mean I'm going to have to do a load of work to get to a point where I can afford it. Well, I can afford it now, to be fair, but it would leave me with not very much money at all. But anyway, that'll be in the next episode probably. I hope you've enjoyed this one. If you have, give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. Thanks for watching.